to this week's edition of the Side Splitters. My name is Lyle.
But I'm Andy.
And our goal tonight is leave you in stitches. I forgot to say that last week. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, neither did I. I went back and listened, and I was just like, did I not say? Let me check that again. And for some reason, because I edit the whole thing, and then I go back and put the intro in. Last week, I did very little editing. But I did listen to the intro several times, because I always like to put the theme song in and make sure that it blends well into our opening there. So I listened to the opening a couple times and realized I never said our goal is to leave you in stitches. So I hope we accomplished a goal that we never set for ourselves. Anyway, enough about that.
Those are my favorite goals, the ones that I accomplished without ever setting them.
So how are you this week, my silver mane friend?
So Silvermane, that's actually come up a couple of times, man. I swear, but that's a story for another day. I have been playing a buttfuck ton of Injustice 2, at least trying to, anyway, because I was so hyped for that game to come out, and you know what? It is not disappointing. I got a chance to play through the entire story mode already. Well, there's Divergence that you could take. I haven't gone down all the little choice paths that you can do, but I completed it. I opened me a bunch of mother boxes to get a bunch of gear. My guys, I got a new shirt for Black Canary, so take that. And
are you done?
Is looking awesome. No, shit, man. I am talking about a game that I've been waiting for freaking months now. You wait your turn. Character animations look great. Voice acting is good. I love Kevin Conroy. He will always be forever Batman in my eyes. I get to punch people with a weirdly looking belt that they don't have on their, Superman. So there. That's my contribution to the Injustice 2 meta, is that my Superman has a weird belt and yours doesn't. And mine is also purple, which is a color he never wears. So now I'm done. Why? What do you have to say on it?
Real quick, is Mark Hamill playing the Joker?
No.
2 reasons why I'm mad.
He's retired from playing the Joker 3 times.
Yeah, I know, but he shouldn't. He's perfect.
I know. He's busy making that Disney money, man.
Honestly, if I had it my way, and I know you're certainly not going to agree with this, but I would give up every adaptation of Luke Skywalker ever to have all Jokers played by Mark Hamill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you have no vested interest in Star Wars.
None. And I still believe Mark Hamill does the best Joker. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to be mad about. I am certainly mad, and I'm going to tell you why I'm mad.
Tell me why you're mad, son.
Justice 2.
See, now this thing has been giving me so much joy over the past 48 hours. Why is it giving you misery?
Well, first of all, I want to start with this. We touched a lot on video games last week, so this is going to be brief, and we're going to be done with video games after this for the entire episode, I promise. Stick around if you don't want to hear it, because it's going to be brief. Anyway, what is this deal with the 9 DLC characters in one of the premium editions of Injustice 2?
I mean, they're
Before you answer
eventually.
that, yeah, they're planned eventually. Why are they not added to the game already? And before you tell me because they're not ready yet, so then say, okay, hey, look, we have this game. It's done. Here, play it, because we know you guys are dying to play it, so we're not going to make you wait any longer. By the way, we have these 9 other characters, and instead of charging you $40 for it before you even know who they are, we're going to give them to you for free over time. But no, they don't do that. Instead, they go, we're console. We don't care. We're going to charge you for everything. What's that? You want exclusive colors for your Batman skin? Sure, you're going to have to pay an extra $30 for it. What kind of nonsense is that? And you paid that extra $30, Andy. You paid that extra $40.
I did.
And last
really
week,
did.
I praised you for it. And this week, I am like, you are the problem, Andy. You're the reason they do
mind,
it.
You fickle bitch.
Well, I didn't know what came in the Ultimate Edition. I figured it would be like some sort of statue or book or something physical. And that I completely agree with. Yes, give me statues. Give me all kind of other tchotchkes and everything like that. That's fine. I don't want them. I wouldn't pay for them, but I certainly agree with that. Before I agree with something saying, hey, if you pay this much money, we're going to give you your own colors that no one else can have. We're going to give you your own skins that no one else can have. Or, excuse me, they can have them, but they have to pay probably more money than you are. And then, when the DLC characters come out, you're going to have them too. Why do I have to pay $40 for that?
Because.
Because
Yeah.
because this whole thing is getting out of hand. I don't understand why games are just like, you know, we're going to. Here is how I see it, Andy, and I'm harping on injustice. It's not just injustice. A lot of games are doing this now. They
Yeah,
go,
Capcom's way worse.
look, everyone's on the same boat here. There's no worse or better.
I will agree to disagree, but all right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, here's what, and I'm not just talking about fighting games. I'm talking about every kind of game. If you give me a story game and say, look, we have this DLC that we're going to release a week later, and it's going to give you 9 more missions or 3 more chapters or a whole different side thing that you can do on this part of the game. Like, if you have that much extra game completed, why are you charging me for it a week later? Because I'm going to pay for it. That's why. You were literally sitting there going, hey, look at this great pie I made. I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to take half of it, and I'm going to smell it. Yeah, this smells great. Here, you can have this now. What about that other half? Well, I haven't smelled this yet, so you can't have it yet. That is what they are doing. And then they charge you full price for half a pie. And then later on, they charge you half a price for half a pie. So you're paying price and a half for a full pie.
Are we still talking about video games?
Yes,
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
I suddenly want pie. No, hear me out here because that's nowhere near as bad as it does get. So the NetherRealm Studios, which is a studio entirely founded on the backs of the people that created Mortal Kombat, and
Hmm.
not even all of the original creators
Also,
of Mortal Kombat, like
also,
half of them.
also, also the company that made Injustice 2. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the company that made Injustice 2. So,
Yep.
with the studio really only having one franchise under their belt, they don't have the luxury to give out free DLC, such as EA. EA and Ubisoft are both doing free DLCs, which both of those companies are big enough they can get away with doing that. Ubisoft less so than EA, but like games like Titanfall and Battlefield that have like free DLC that are coming out. So it's just like, oh hey, you still like playing this game? Cool, download this thing. That way your game experience is a bit better for it, which I'm all for. I really am. But I'm also all for companies getting the money they need to succeed because once NetherRealm actually gets to the point where they can do that, and it showed their hard work and passion does show in their work. The last Mortal Kombat game, phenomenal. It was great. Um, they did a passing of the torch thing that very few franchises have been able to pull off successfully. And I think that they should get the proper praise for that. They've had good handling of other properties, different licenses like Alien and Leatherface and stuff like that. That's great. I love that. Hell, I would love them to do like a horror movie, franchise fighting game. That would be amazing for me. Um, and then now with Injustice, they're like, okay, these are DC comics that like DC just told them, had the utter confidence in them to go, here's our characters, do what you feel is right to, make a good product. And they did. And they have a respectable roster as it is with 29 characters, but if you have a fighting game that you enjoy and you want to play more of, and the thing that keeps it fresh and new is adding more characters to the roster, then I'm all for spending $10 a pop when they release like three character add-on packs, which is kind of what they're doing with this. Is like the 9 characters is 3 extra packs that are coming on later. Plus, if they do the same thing they do with the original Injustice, then whenever they update the game, they just throw out free DLC anyway. They give you premier skins or, I guess, new gear, which would be the thing for this one. But that just helps them build a foundation to give you content that you know you're going to enjoy. I am all for that.
Okay, if you're done. I waited.
I am.
So you're saying this is a sequel to a game?
Yeah.
Oh, and you said that a game developer made this game that has made other games?
Yeah.
Right, I forgot. They have the printer called Mortal Kombat, and what it does is print money. What are you talking about? This company is loaded. They can totally get away with giving us free DLC. Don't even. Second of all, Dota 2 started with Dota 2. They never charged a dime for anything. Not to buy the game, not to buy new characters, nothing. They go, here's the game, it's free, play it. Here's all the characters, play it. And then they
That's
go,
also microtransactions.
yeah, but none of them are necessary. The microtransactions are literally for cosmetic things. And look, if you want to charge me money to buy things to make my character look cool, do that. I don't care. I have no problems with that. And the reason I have no problems with that is because at no point can I be competitive in this game and go, well, if I want to stay competitive, I have to pay $10 for this new character that just came out and is now part of the meta. No, I could pay $10 to get this new, shirt that came out for that character. That's not going to change anything. All it's going to do is make me look cooler as I'm owning your ass. That doesn't change anything. So that's the problem I have. Don't charge me money for stuff that's going to change the meta in a competitive game. That's not fair to the players. And that goes for Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, DC, Marvel. I don't give a damn. That's all of them. Every game out there. Do not charge me extra money for stuff like that. Now, if you want to give me an expansion 6 months down the road when, fans are like, oh my god, this game was so good. We want a sequel. We want a sequel. And the company's just like, we're not giving you a sequel. It's only been 6 months. Here, take this. It's like an extra 3 hours of content. Get out of our face. Fine. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But do not say, we have 9 characters in the work. And in a month, we're going to give you 3 of them, and it's going to be $10, and you're going to have to pay it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to stay competitive. That's bullshit. That's what
You
that
still
is.
stay competitive.
Uh,
That's the whole point of these games is there's a balance thing. Like there's no character that's supposed to be better than the others
oh,
inherently.
bullcrap. Killer Instinct is a perfect example of that.
I said not supposed to.
Yeah, not supposed to. None of them are supposed to be unbalanced, but they do become unbalanced.
I'm not allowed to play Aganos anymore.
No, you're not. It's unbalanced. It's unfair. And you know what? If I want to play Killer Instinct, I can't play Aganos even if I wanted to because I'm not going to pay for it.
I
That's
like
ridiculous.
Aganos.
Yeah, and you paid for it, did you not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to. You have the advantage. That's crap. That is crap. I already own the game. Why do I have to pay extra money to have an advantage? It's crap.
It's fun.
It's still crap. You're part of the problem. Moving on. One other thing on video games is South Park finally got a release date. Speaking of things that are infuriating me right now, I became part of the problem for 10 seconds because they were just like, hey, if you pre-order South Park The Fractured But Whole, you'll get South Park The Stick of Truth for free. And I'm like, man, I already played through it, but that was on Xbox, and I'd love to have it on PC, but I don't want to buy it. But I do want Fractured But Whole, and I'm going to buy it anyway. I might as well pre-order. I'll pre-order because I'll get a game for free. That's just common sense. Why would I not do that? So of course I do it, and then it gets pushed back. Whatever, I can wait a month or two, and then it gets pushed back again and again and again and again. Finally, it doesn't have a release date anymore. Now it has a release date. It's all the way in October, which is fine.
All the way in
Take
October.
as long as you need. I don't care. Seriously, take as long as you need. Get the game right. They did it with the fracture or the Stick of Truth. Game was phenomenal. I don't care if it comes out as quality as that one is. I'm cool with it. But then they said those magical words. By the way, we have new pre-order incentives. 4 of them to be exact. You can purchase 4 different versions of this game to get different pre-order bonuses. Fuck off, South Park. I'm done. That's why I'm mad. Let's move on. Here's my point.
Fine.
As a kid, if you wanted new characters in a fighting game, you would buy another cartridge for that fighting game. And it was called Street Fighter 2, and then Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers, and then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition, and then Championship Edition.
Yeah, that's where Capcom gets under my skin, just releasing the same game but with different features that they could have just added to the first freaking game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they could have just called it Street Fighter 3 and added more than 4 characters and, you know,
Have a turbo mode.
have a turbo mode, all kind of different stuff. But they didn't.
All kind. But they
And
didn't.
that's it.
No.
And it's
No,
crap.
they didn't.
And we still bought it. I still bought it. I still rented it, I should say.
A1 DLC. That shit still gets me.
You say it gets you, but you just bought it.
Comes with a pre-order.
Here's half a pie. It smells great. I smelled it. What about that half? No, you can't have that. I haven't smelled it yet. I have to smell it first. Let me smell it
Oh,
first.
they did say who the first three characters they were adding
I
were.
don't care. I don't care that Sub-Zero is coming to a DC game. I don't care. That's not going to make me buy the game nor the DLC. Take that.
Also Starfire.
I seen Starfire, I seen Sub-Zero, and I seen the third person, Red Hood, which is awesome. All three of those people are awesome. I would love to play as them, but I refuse. Refuse, Andy. I look forward to the one day I go to my friend's house and my friend goes, "Hey Lyle, now that we're not podcasting, you want to play this game so you don't have to be held up as a hypocrite because you're playing it and you said because off mic I will totally play that game."
It is a lot of fun. It's a very solid fighting experience. You
I
should play it.
always like NetherRealm games. Like their Mortal Kombat games are phenomenal. The first Injustice one, it played well, but it was like, it doesn't really offer much more than what Mortal Kombat offers. And by the time I really had a chance to get into it, everyone was kind of done with it already. It was like, I'm not even gonna bother. So that was that. Anyway, um, but yeah, speaking of back in the day when you didn't have to buy DLC and all that crazy stuff, and it was a much more simpler time, and the worst thing you had to worry about was the crazy things that your parents were telling you. And I ask you, Andy, the simple question of, have you ever had anything as a child that your parents told you that you believed, such as the whole, if you eat seeds from a watermelon will grow in your stomach and you will explode because of it.
Yeah, there's not a single person growing up, uh, that didn't hear that tale in one
Yeah,
form or another.
crazy.
Because if it wasn't watermelons, it was corn, like
Mm.
popcorn kernels, or like whatever. Like somebody heard that. Um, yeah, actually, looking back on it, like the world was a very scary place from when I was a kid. Because you had fey creatures that would break into your room at night to steal teeth from under your pillow. You had friggin' giant rabbits that would inexplicably hide like colored eggs around your house and give you like baskets full of marshmallow birds. Um, you had a weird old guy that had an obsession with B&E and leaving you stuff instead of taking your shit. Like, what the hell's that about? But um, also the way that the world works in physics and nature, because the story that I got when I was a kid was I could not go outside barefooted.
And if you went outside barefooted, what would happen?
Well, if I were to walk outside barefooted, then worms would burrow into the bottom of my feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I don't really know why, other than I didn't question it as a kid because, how many times have you gone digging in the backyard and you found like stuff underground, like worms and bugs and stuff like that? So like I knew they were down there, but I didn't know their motivation. Like it's not like we had like diplomats that would exchange pleasantries and wonder what the other wanted out of this relationship. No, it was I knew they were outside, and that only made my introverted attitude that much worse. That I knew that just stepping outside would cause animals to want to burrow inside my body. So I'm like, pass. No, thank you. I will
Funny.
make sure I have on shoes to the point where like it would be like a thing. Like I would not step outside without it. Like to this day, in my 30s, I have a hard time going outside in my bare feet. Like I will look for something to put on before I go outside.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got no
like
problem with
that
bare feet.
ingrained.
I got no problem with bare feet. I've been told a couple things. One thing in particular, have you ever been told the whole thing with okay, this is gonna be weird, but like
Oh,
spiders
lay it on me.
spiders crawling into your ears and like laying eggs in your brain?
I don't think I ever heard that.
Yeah, there was nothing specific. It was more of just, you have an older brother.
Yeah, I do.
Did he not torture you with this kind of stuff as a kid?
Not that stuff.
Don't want to hear about it, Andy. Not this podcast.
Oh man, I swear if I had a nickel for every family member that told me my genitals were evil.
Oh God.
No, no, nothing like that. I'm sure I've been told other things.
Yeah, I mean, it was the whole spiders are gonna lay eggs in your ear thing. Uh, Another thing that stood out to me that my mom told me once, before I go into more of the brother things, is she I got a splinter one time on my thumb, and it was just normal splinter from wood. I don't know how I got it or whatever, but I had a splinter, and my mom wanted to take it out with a pair of tweezers, the way any parent should. But as a kid, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, all right, well, it hurts when I touch it, and those are pointy, sharp things that you're trying to jab into my skin to take this out. I'm pretty sure that's going to hurt a whole lot more, and that doesn't seem like a good idea. You stay away from me with those things, crazy lady. And she's trying to tell me that if I don't let her take it out and I don't get it removed, the only way it's going to get to a point, and like she was making it seem like this was going to happen within days. The only way they would be able to remove it after so long would be amputation of the entire thumb. And she reassured me. Sorry, I said I wouldn't talk about it anymore, but I have to say this. She reassured me that I would not be able to play video games with only one thumb. And what's funny about that is for the next few days, I legit tried playing games with one thumb.
Wow.
It was it was interesting. Eventually, I was just like, eventually, what happened was, so I couldn't play games with one thumb, and I became stressed out beyond belief, because I was terrified to let it happen, and I wasn't willing to do that, but I also didn't want my thumb chopped off. And
Agreed.
one morning, I just woke up and it was gone. I think she got it while I was sleeping one morning, one night, whatever. And
Wow.
to her credit, that's some skill. Good for her.
I had no idea she moonlighted as a ninja.
Yeah. Or it just for some reason, got pushed out from natural body causes like it would. I mean, it's not like it was in there super deep or anything. It just hurt, so I didn't let her touch it. So it's
True.
funny. But
Oh,
another.
oh, oh, wait, I do have another one.
Go ahead.
I was a bit of the stinky kid growing up. I did not like to take showers. I thought it was tedious, and I'm like, you know, I didn't do anything that was dirty anyway. Like I didn't like to play outside because the worms. But I figured I wasn't getting dirty, so why do I need to take a shower? My mom would tell me that if you don't take a shower, your skin's gonna fall off, and I was like, oh, whatever. But like, you know how like if you don't take a shower after like a day or two, and you do like the friction like against your skin, you get like the little dirt clots that come up.
Yes.
You ever have that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that would happen. Like
Oh
she would
no.
prove to me that my skin was falling off by doing that, and I was like, oh shit! Like I have to get a shower. My skin's falling off.
She's a witch. That's funny. Um, yeah, another thing for me that has actually stuck with me throughout these years, that my brother used to torture me with was we both had a huge fondness for tapioca pudding,
You don't have
as
to tell me.
as Andy does.
Oh man.
One day I'm gonna post some videos on Facebook of him slurping tapioca pudding. It's absolutely hysterical. Anyway, that might get posted this week because I'm talking about it now.
well,
Yeah.
well, we're bound to do something that we said we're gonna do eventually.
Ixnay on the Ucky cheese, eh? Uh, anyway,
Fuck is whimsy.
Inzue, Ixnay. So, yeah, so I really liked tapioca pudding as a kid, and my brother really liked tapioca pudding. My mom knew that we both really liked tapioca pudding, so she would buy tapioca pudding.
You said
When
tapioca pudding like a lot.
yeah, when we got to the end of the tapioca pudding, my brother would, try to weasel his way into getting the last of the tapioca pudding. Now I'm doing it on purpose. Uh,
I can tell.
and at one point, while I was eating it, because, I, for some reason, got it. I guess I must have said something to my mom, and my mom was just kind of like, let him have it. So, yeah, I was that kid. So,
Hmm.
while I'm eating it or getting ready to eat it, my brother decides to then inform me that the tapioca balls are actually made out of fish eyes. I am
Wow.
really grossed out by fish still to this day. I don't know why. I just don't like fish. Not like sharks. I'm not really scared of them. They just kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't understand it. They just kind of weird me out. If I see a picture of when that talking fish craze happened, you remember that
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah, I
with the
do.
with the with the with the
Little animatronic placards.
yes, thank you. On that you hang on the wall and they come to life and they start singing. Holy God, I hated those things. Again, they didn't scare me. It's just like that is just the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I don't know why. They just repulse me for some reason.
Oh, did you ever have the aisleway in like Target, like where you walk down the aisle and there's like literally a bunch of them on
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Oh man, that was great.
No. It's just like get me out of here. Like it makes my skin crawl. It's weird. It's really weird. Anyway, like I am totally fine with a great white shark, but if you put me near a goldfish, it gets me queasy. It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really weird. Anyway,
I know what section I'm taking you to in the pet store.
um, so he told me that the tapioca balls were made of fish eyes. Naturally, I was immediately repulsed. Even then, I wasn't really weirded out by fish. I think okay, tangent, but whatever. Um, I think the whole thing with the repulsiveness from the fish comes from a time I went crabbing with my cousin, and while we were crabbing, you wait for the crab traps to come up, whatever. Uh, he decided to take some of the bait, big old bunker or trout, whatever it was, and slap me across the face with it when I wasn't noticing. It stunk.
Okay.
It stunk really bad. It
Like
felt
the
weird.
smell is the thing that got you?
It felt weird. It smelt weird. It just there was all kind of problems I had with it. Like I was just it wasn't even like one of those things like I was angry. It's just I stood there and thought about life for a second and thought about like thought about some dark things. Like I don't even want to be here anymore. Like not just in this area, but like on the planet. Like I just want to end it all right now because this is the worst time of my life ever right now.
Wow, that is a lot to come to the realization for just getting slapped with a fish.
It was a life-changing slap to the face. I mean, anyway, so that's why I was repulsed by fish. At least that's what I think. This happened after the fisheye thing, which I think might also have something to do with all of it. The point I'm getting at here is because of that stupid little comment my brother made all those years ago just to get the last of the tapioca pudding. I no longer eat tapioca pudding. To this day, tapioca balls in general gross me out. Tapioca in general grosses me out. I cannot touch it because I immediately think of that time and I immediately think of fish eyes and I immediately repulse. I cannot touch tapioca. It just grosses me out. What's funny, a little side story, is after that happened, I immediately could not eat tapioca anymore. So once my mom realized that the fat one wasn't eating all the tapioca pudding, she switched to rice pudding, which I loved and he hated.
Wow, that's a nice little switch up.
Yeah, it was a nice ending to the story because my brother was a dick. Anyway, so that's that with the fish story. Yes, I know.
I,
We're learning about a lot about Lyle. He's repulsed by fish. He's afraid of horses. Oh man.
you just don't like the animal kingdom. No wonder you don't go camping.
I go camping.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why would you possibly go camping? Like the outdoors holds nothing for you except for misery and fear.
I don't like horses, and I'm kind of grossed out by fish. That has nothing to do with camping. I mean, I can
Oh,
see.
you're probably allergic to like bees or something like that, and
Nah,
uh,
nah.
poison ivy. Tell me you have a poison ivy story because I know you do.
No, I do have a bee story.
Oh, everybody does.
Since we're on the topic of my older brother, or my only brother, actually, I don't have a younger brother. Anyway, so
I was gonna ask if you had a younger brother.
no, it's just a brother and a sister. They're both older. I'm the baby. So we're walking in the common. Okay, so there was a park down the street from our house growing up, and there was like a path that you went through the woods to get there, and we were walking through the woods to get there, and it was me and a friend of mine, like from school, that lived close by, and my brother was just kind of walking with us to just tag along for whatever reason. I guess he was bored and just wanted to torture us. Anyway, so naturally, um, he kind of hangs back a little bit at one point, and me and my friend kind of don't realize why, and we're just kind of, what's his deal? Oh, good. Now he's going to throw rocks at us because we're getting rocks thrown at us. But what we notice, usually his aim is a lot better than what he's doing this time because he is way off. And then that's when we hear a thump behind us and a lot of buzzing. He was throwing rocks at a beehive.
Jackass.
Yeah. So I got stung in places I didn't know you could get stung in. But the joke was on
Well,
him because he was babysitting me, my mom was working, and he literally had to treat my wounds.
I mean, he could have let you die, but he would have been in a lot of trouble.
I wasn't gonna die, yeah, that's if I was allergic, I'd be dead. Like, there's never been a better time to learn because if I
I said,
was
did you find out you were allergic before that?
no, I wasn't allergic at
Oh.
all.
Ugh.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a hell of a risk.
I guess I don't know. I don't really remember getting stung by a bee prior to that. I could have, I guess, but I don't really remember. Um, so yeah, there's that. But trust me, after that, I realized I wasn't. Uh, so yeah, that would have killed me because I got stung everywhere. I mean, my lip, my ear, everywhere, every freaking where.
Your weenus?
I don't think I got stung on my elbow.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my childhood.
It's an ever-growing web of lies, deceit, regret, and fear.
Regret. I can't say that I would, want to change anything though, because I could certainly have a lot more worse fears. So I guess the horse thing isn't that bad. I mean, I get a little weirded out by like, petting zoos and
The Kentucky Derby.
oh man, those those are some big horses. My mom loves betting on horses too. It's so funny. She doesn't love betting on horses. My stepdad loves betting on horses. He goes to the track all the time. My mom, on the other hand, just kind of follows it because of his love for it.
Right.
So that's funny. But yeah. So I mean, I can honestly say I don't know if I would still like tapioca pudding because I'm not a huge sweets person.
From a person that loves tapioca pudding, I gotta tell you, you would love tapioca pudding.
See, I'm pretty happy with rice pudding and bread pudding though.
I've had rice and bread. They don't stand up to tapioca.
Oh my god! And then those drinks came out. I forget what they were called, but they were just like there was some sort of like bubble tea. That's what it was called. It was literally
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was the tea
yeah,
with the
yeah.
with the with the with the tapioca balls in it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I didn't know that's what it was. And we were on the boardwalk in Wildwood, I think, one time. Me and a couple of our friends actually. You weren't there though. And
No, no, no.
one of them got super excited about the this one store that sold bubble tea, and she was just like, "Oh my god, bubble tea! Let's get some bubble tea." I'm like, "All right, what the heck's bubble tea?" So I get a bottle of it and I take a big old swig of it and it tastes good. And then I feel it and I immediately spit everything out all over the boardwalk. I was like, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. Please get this thing away from me. And I was like seconds from puking. I didn't, but I was really wanting to. Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah, I know. But funny enough with that whole thing is speaking of speaking of regrets and all that stuff, do you have any stories that you would regret something or well, how about this? I'll tell you with one of mine. Basically, where I'm getting at here. I'm sorry.
Right.
Here's the thing with drinking and you calling me a pussy. It just kind of triggered the whole my whole 10th grade is pretty much what I'm getting at here. Um, and it's something that I know you wanted to. Andy had an interesting question of. I'm going all over the place. Andy had an interesting question
Yeah, right.
of.
Jeez, man, you're all over the map. Pick a lane.
Andy had an
Tell,
interesting. You know what?
You think like you drive in Jersey.
I'm done. You do it. You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with this. So originally, good listeners, the question that I posed to Lila Beth here was,
Could you please stop drinking coffee right before a podcast? And I said no. Go ahead.
no, I had mentioned, you know, if there was anything in high school, because a lot of people talk about what they regret in high school, and like, oh, I should have done this differently, or I should have been nicer to this person, or I should have been more involved in clubs or after school activities or anything like that. Like, no, fuck that. I want to know if there's anything that you would have done like 100 times over if given the opportunity again. Like, what is the one thing from high school that you have no regrets about whatsoever?
All right, I actually have two. One I didn't. Yeah, one is a bonus one, and I'm gonna do that one first because it's much shorter. Um, and it touches on something you just said. You said that I hate camping. Funny enough, I was actually in camping club in high school.
Your high school had a camping club?
My high school had a camping club. We actually went camping and everything. It was awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Based on other people's like reactions to some of the clubs and classes I was in, high school wasn't as terrible as I thought it was. Like, I went to Vineland High in Vineland, New Jersey, and I used to sit there and go, "This school is terrible. We're so poor. We have nothing. Blah blah blah." My God, it was magical compared to some of the other schools I heard of. Like, people were telling me, like, "You had a what class?" I was like, "I had a tournament chess class. I would go to class, and I would learn how to play chess.
I
It was
wish I had
awesome."
that.
Right? Like, I didn't realize how great it was until now. Funny enough, I think it was considered a special education class, but that's not important. I still got 5 credits for it. It was awesome though. Like, the teacher was a legitimate certified grandmaster of chess, so he taught us how to play chess. The final exam was a timed game against the teacher. Every student in the class sat in a circle, and the teacher was in the middle of the circle, and he would go around and play each student all at the same time.
Wow.
So he would go to each board and, move a piece, hit the timer, go to the next player, move a piece, hit the timer, go to the next one, so on and so forth. And the more moves you got into the game, because you had to record the game, and assuming your records were all correct, uh, the more moves you made it, the further you made it into the game with him, the better your grade. Obviously, if you beat him, you get an A plus. It was awesome. It was a really neat idea.
Yeah, I like that.
I ended
Man,
up I ended up beating him. Just saying. Uh, um, but yeah, so there was that, and then there was camping club, like I said, and camping club was basically um, we would discuss camping things. Most of the time, the meetings were just like, all right, how are we going to raise money for our next trip? Oh, I know, we can sell sub tickets to the local place. There was a local Italian deli called Giovanni's in Vineland, and we would sell sub tickets. I think they were like $10 a piece, and if they bought them from us, they can take that ticket to Giovanni's and they can get a free sub, either turkey, Italian, or American sub of their choice. Um, and that was it. I mean, it was an overcharged ticket for a sub that was like $7, so you're paying an extra $3, but that's going to us for our camping club. Another thing we did was a spaghetti dinner where we all got together as a club and just used the school cafeteria and made a crap ton of spaghetti and meatballs and had all of our family and friends invited, and they would pay for tickets to come and eat spaghetti and meatballs that we made and served them and all that. So it was just cool.
nice.
And then we went to a local campground around here, and at the end of the school year, we went to Maine, the state Maine, and Massachusetts to go camping in those two states. It was awesome. It's actually where I met my wife. Because
Uh,
she was in a different grade than me. So I had a friend that was in camping club, and she had a friend that was in camping club. So we both joined camping club for reasons that weren't exactly camping. We both ended up loving camping, and we both ended up meeting each other and hating eat. Well, I didn't like her. She actually had a crush on me at one point, but I did not like her. And
just
it's
such a bitch, or
um I was just a weird kid, which I'll get to in just a
I
second.
believe it.
Anyway, years later, things ended up working out, but because we stayed friends with the two friends that were in Camp Club, and those friends happened to be siblings, so we were in each other's lives whether we wanted to be or not. And eventually we ended up getting married, which is funny. But anyway, the thing that I would absolutely not regret, the thing that I would never change, aside from the fact that I met my future wife, would be 10th grade, and here's why. I was drunk as hell the entire year in 10th grade. I mean, just hammered every day.
What?
I would get up in the morning and I would go. I lived with my aunt and uncle at the time, and they had a liquor cabinet, and their liquor cabinet was literally filled with liquor all the time, all kinds of different liquor. I mean, every liquor of the rainbow. And the reason why was because my uncle liked collecting the bottles. He didn't care for drinking too much. He just liked the way the bottles looked. So he would buy a bottle of booze for whatever occasion, maybe take like one or two shots out of it, and that'd be the end of it. And he would just keep it for forever for, if something happened, oh, hey, I got booze. But he would always buy new ones, so it never mattered. He just liked the bottles.
So backwards to me.
Yeah, tell me about it. But to me, it
Like,
was great because I was a
I
teenager that was getting free booze constantly.
true. Yeah, there's not really not a whole lot of complaint there. No room for complaint anyway. You'd be a fool to. But like that kind of gives me the idea that well, shit, man, I should just start an empty bottle collection, and then just like for the people that just like the bottles, be like, hey, you want an empty bottle of booze? $5. Take
Charge
that
them.
to Fiverr.
Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, so what I would do is I would wake up in the morning and just try all different kind of concoctions and stuff like that. Or sometimes I would just bring a whole bottle of like vodka in a water bottle, or I would take a bottle of Pepsi and pour a bunch of rum in it or something like that, and it would be disguised from the outside as a bottle of Pepsi, but it would actually be 90% rum and 10% Pepsi.
Captain and Pepsi, way better than Captain and Coke.
Yeah, seriously. Um, but what's funny about the whole thing is it's actually caused me to never drink a certain type of liquid ever again. Two of them to be exact. I cannot drink Jack Daniels to this day, and I cannot
Oh, I
drink
hope the other one's urine.
root beer.
Oh,
Close.
oh, okay.
To
Wait, did
me,
you mix the two?
I mixed the two. I was
Oh, why would you do that?
because I was in 10th grade and I didn't know any better because I wasn't telling anyone about this.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that is a ugh, that's a bad idea.
Oh my God. What's worse is I was a stupid, stupid kid. And there was these energy pills I had. And they were
Ah,
capsules. They were capsules. They were called stackers. And they were capsules. And they were,
oh, stackers.
yeah, they were caffeine pills. They had a shit ton of caffeine. Knowing that root beer didn't have any caffeine in it, I was like, well, that's not going to keep me awake. Let me just break open this capsule and dump the contents into the root beer and Jack Daniels.
Oh, I'm
Stir it
gagging
up,
over here.
stir it up, and take a shot. Well, I stirred it up and was like, I gotta go outside for my bus. I'll drink it out of the bus stop. Oh my God, I took one sip and just immediately was like, oh, that's disgusting. I need another one. Oh my God, that's so bad. Why am I still doing this? So like by the third or fourth sip, I was like, I can't drink anymore. I'm gonna have to waste it. I'm gonna have to go to school sober. This is horrible. I skipped school that
Did you go to school sober? No, pass. Pass. Fail me.
day. um, that's a lie. I still went to school, but
Oh,
I actually had perfect attendance in 10th grade.
yeah, when you're hammered, it makes it easier to deal with.
Yes, exactly. Which brings me to my next point. I hated geometry. To this day, I just do not understand it. And I thought for sure I was going to fail the hell out of geometry. Now, ninth grade, I had just got done getting done, passing all my classes with flying colors, no problem. Except, oddly enough, science. And it was general. It was general Earth and space science. No college level, no honors level. It was just general, plain old boring. I don't care about my future Earth and space science class. Um,
Okay.
and the reason I passed it is because my teacher was a complete moron. And I'm gonna be real brief on this. Uh, I would get in arguments with him, and it just didn't work out well with me because then, after I would think I won the argument, but he would tell me to be quiet because he was the teacher. I'd have to listen, but I wouldn't listen to anything else he said that day. So I know nothing about the class, and I ended up failing. I will
Oh
put it to you
man.
this way. The man once told me it is impossible to see both the sun and the moon at the same time.
What?
I didn't even raise my hand. I just said, "You're an idiot." And he did not like that.
Wow.
I failed his class. I had to go to summer school for it. So going into 10th grade, I'm like, crap, I already had to go to summer school for that. I really don't want to have to deal with that again because that was terrible. Oh, no, geometry. I didn't get this in middle school when they tried to teach it to us a little bit. I'm not going to get it now. My God, was I right. My first semester of geometry, it was terrible. I didn't understand anything. The teacher was terrible. And she wasn't dumb or anything. She just didn't have very much patience because our class was bad. We would just constantly make fun of everything like the teacher. Not we. I was not involved. Again, hammered. And right around right around geometry period was coming down period, so I was kind of like, just stop making so much loud noise. And like I said, everyone in the class was just, constantly yelling and everything like that, and the teacher just could not control her class and eventually quit. We drove her to quit her job.
Wow.
So that was
Guess
first
you should feel
period
bad for
or,
yourselves.
or first semester, and we get a replacement teacher, and they're like, "Well, we have no records of what you kids did, and we're like halfway through the semester, so I'm just gonna give you like random assignments. I hope you can figure them out." So we tried our best, and to those that could figure them out, they got A's. For those of us that could not figure them out, me, we got B's because they had no way of grading us. So I got a B in the first market period. Off to a good start. Second market period comes around. They can't find a teacher for us. And
Oh man.
we just had a substitute teacher the entire time. We would just do like practically nothing the entire time. So what little work we did was just so minuscule and just didn't count towards anything. So our grades carried over. If you got a B last time, you got a B this time. You got an A last time, you got an A this time. So two B's. Third
Freaking
market
bragging,
period.
man.
Third market period. We finally get a replacement teacher, and he is a huge dude. And I don't mean huge as in fat. Dude played for the New Jersey Mastodons, which is the semi-pro football team, or the
Next thing now?
Cumberland County Mastodons, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. That's very funny, Andy. But
I love how you would just take a minute to like, acknowledge it and then move on.
he played for some sort of semi-pro football team, and my God, did it show. The dude was jacked, and I was like, well, if anyone's going to control the class, it's going to be him. Sure enough, no one messed with him. And he was fun. Like he was a fun guy. Like he would tell jokes with the class and everything. We would all laugh. So he instantly got our respect, and he was cool. So he was trying to teach us geometry. I didn't understand any of it. I'm like, oh God, this is where I fail. He somehow messes up the grading system, and when it comes at the end of the market period, we have no homework grade because he lost all the numbers. So everyone that had an A got an A, and everyone that had a B got a B. Fourth market
All while
period
being
rolls.
drunk.
All while being drunk. Fourth market period rolls around. He finally gets a grip on everything. He teaches his class. I get an F, a bad F in that class because I had no idea what I was doing. I may have gotten a high F, maybe even a low D. The final exam did not count because there was nothing to go over. He was not going to crunch 3 marking periods worth of stuff that he could not teach us into a final exam. So the final exam kind of got like, if you had a B in those first 3 marking periods, you got a B. If you had an A, you got an A. So I got 3 B's, an F, and a B on my final exam. And that's how I passed 10th grade drunk as hell. Because the rest
Oh,
the rest of my classes were easy as hell.
and you would do that same thing over and over again.
Well, not with root beer and Jack Daniels, but
No, 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 God, no, no. If that was the takeaway from that, while not a perfect scenario, I can see you wanting to keep most of that intact.
yeah. I don't remember much of 10th grade, but what I do remember is I was drunk a lot. Um, Yeah, that's what I do remember. I
Nice.
think I had a girlfriend that year. As a matter of fact, I know I had a girlfriend. She ended up breaking up with me because I was not popular enough.
Wow.
Yeah. So things that you don't regret that we'll do over and over and over again. 10th grade, perfect year, just over and over again.
Wow. I
So
had
happy
one.
she broke up with me because I wanted nothing to do with some, superficial bitch like that.
Maybe she's in a ditch somewhere, buddy.
Actually, she ended up getting pregnant by like two different guys and having kids and everything like that. Just
Oh,
you have
maybe
fun
she
with that, I
got it in the ditch there, buddy.
guess. Yeah, that's what happened. She got it and they ditched.
Oh,
But anyway, how about you? How about
uh,
you?
I'm
What
sorry. For
God
some reason, I
regret?
got the idea of just they pulled a ding dong ditch.
No, they pulled out a ding dong and ditched. Uh,
Oh
we'll be here
God!
all
All right.
night, folks.
Yeah, we'll revisit that.
Tip your waitresses.
Um, no, I actually, when I was in school, the one thing that I thought was the dumbest thing ever and served absolutely no purpose and was totally beneath my time and notice was homework. I didn't do I didn't do any homework.
Oh, neither did I. Homework was pointless to me.
It really was, and I had to laugh because like I had teachers that would try to like quote unquote counsel me and try to like lead me and guide me into this like oh you have such great potential because I would ace every test like
What?
I
Yeah,
was attentive in class.
and that is why homework is pointless. Homework, the point of homework is to practice and learn more of the subject. If you're acing the test, why do I need to do homework?
Yeah,
What's the point?
yeah,
I already know the material. Leave me alone. Give me the test. Give me, let me move on.
yeah.
Ugh,
I
okay.
I had that mentality the entire time, and you know what? I even had the guidance counselor tell me because my grades were slipping. That my guidance counselor told me, "Don't bother going to college. You'll just be wasting everyone's time, including your own."
Well,
Ouch.
neat.
Just ouch. Um, so of course I went to college and held a 3.4, but whatever. Um,
Mom goes
because
college.
that mattered. Like high school doesn't matter. Like
No.
college, that kind of matters. You're paying for it. You probably should do your best.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't go to college.
yeah, you're not missing much either.
No.
No, so like I even remember I failed freshman world history, and so I don't know if you knew this, but I'm not a principal. Um, I am not a person that is in charge of scheduling classes. So I was supposed to make up world history in my sophomore year, uh, but they didn't give it to me. And then junior year comes around, and they didn't give it to me. So then senior year comes, and I'm looking into getting all the credits that I need to get my diploma. And then I forget who it was. I think it might have actually been the guidance counselor that told me I was worthless. Told me that in order for me to get my diploma, I need to finish world history. It's a prerequisite. So my senior year, I had to take a freshman world history course, and that teacher loved me. Very sarcastic emphasis there. Um, we did not see eye to eye. She thought that I was a slob and waste of space, and I thought her hair looked like a fuzzy mushroom. And
Maybe, maybe if you showered a little bit more often, you wouldn't be considered slobbing.
look, I needed to be dirty to keep the worms out of my feet.
Oh, go ahead, fuzzy mushrooms. Continue.
But yeah, so she actually made it a point to call me out at the beginning of class, like the first day of class, and as a cautionary tale to the rest of the students that if you try to make something of yourself, then you won't end up like Mr. Diaz over here, who is a senior that has to take a freshman world history, course.
Ouch.
Yeah. Um, to which my cutting reply back was, well, if you had taught it right the first time, I wouldn't be here this time. we we did not see eye to eye at all. But
I
yeah,
would
I
hate.
eventually
I'm sorry, I just want to say this. I would hate to have been one of your teachers.
I was fine as long as you didn't get on my bad side. I was fine. I had a very live and let live kind of policy thing going on. Like, to the people that kind of just like left well enough alone. Like I had a creative writing teacher, and I was fine with the creative writing assignments as long as I was able to do what I wanted to do. Whereas, he was trying to give assignments based on like, okay, take a Shakespeare play and I want you to change the genre for it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's just stupid. Like, the whole reason Shakespeare works is because of the genre that it's in.
Yeah.
Like, and he also wanted us to do it in Old English as well. And I'm like, no, 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 this assignment sucks. And you know, he was collecting I think that particular assignment, and you know, he was saying, all right, I want everybody to pass their assignments to the front, and I'll collect them from the people in the front row, except Mr. Diaz, who I'm sure hasn't decided to write anything for this assignment either. And I'm like, no, I'll catch you on the next thing that we do. I promise. He's like, well, what if I just repeat this assignment? It's like, well, then you're wasting more than just my time.
That's what I mean, man. You were just so quick-witted. I could only imagine you in high school. I would have hated to be your teacher.
But I passed. I think I had like, God, I must have had like a C average. Um,
What's the lowest grade you ever got? Do you remember?
5.
Whoa, you beat me. Like overall grade, not like a test grade or something like that.
Oh, overall grade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, oh man, 53.
Okay, you did not beat me.
You got lower than 53?
14.
Jesus, man, what the hell?
Yep. That's my junior year of English.
Wow.
Because in 10th grade, um, well, in 11th grade you have the HESPA test. It's a assessment test that you take. I don't know if it's just New Jersey or not, but it's a state assessment test you have to take for some reason, which is fine. In 10th grade, they give you a test HESPA test, a practice test, if you will. And they specifically told us at the beginning of them, don't worry, these are not going to count. It's just a practice run. Great. I don't have to worry. I'm not going to do them. Yeah, you actually have to do them, Lyle. It's required.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nothing ever else failed me, abacab, abacab, abacab D, abacab, abacab, abacab D. Thanks, Mortal Kombat. Sorry,
Wow.
video games again.
Wow.
Yep. Did it through
Nice.
all of them. Here's the fun part. Apparently, what they didn't tell us is the math and English would count towards what classes we were taking next year. Um, Not because if you failed them, they would give you, remedial classes, but if you failed them, they would give you remedial classes in replace of electives that you wanted to take. So, funny thing is, my math went fine. I didn't have to take any kind of remedial math, which cracked me up.
Hmm.
But English, I was taking college English. I also was forced to take remedial English for HESPA English is what they called it. So the college English would go over things, and then like a week or two later, the HESPA English would go over it, and I was like, quick question. I went to my guidance counselor, and I was like, cool, can I have this drop because I can do this college English one just fine. I don't need the HESPA one. I was like, I just guessed on the test. You guys said it wouldn't count towards anything. Can we please just drop this? She's like, no, it's required for you to take it. You could drop the college one, but then you would just have a study hall. And it was homeroom for me, and I was just like, well, if I have a study hall, it'll be homeroom. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, you'll report to this classroom. Okay, that has this teacher in it. Yeah, that's correct. That teacher tried getting me arrested before.
Oh.
I pointed at a guy. I pointed at a guy and said he's a terrorist, and it was a white dude. It wasn't like anything racial or anything. It was just me and him joking around. And she heard me say it and said that that's a very sensitive word, and sent us both to the principal's office and tried getting us arrested. It never worked, but it was funny. Anyway, so she didn't like me. I was not about to go through the rest of my school year with her, so I was like, you know what? I'll just give the college English class. And the college English teacher and me, we seen eye to eye, just for different reasons. She knew that I was not going to do any of the work. So I did none of the work. Like no tests, no homework assignments, nothing. By the end of the year, she would literally pass out tests and go, "Do you even want one?" Nah, I'm
Wow.
good. If it's all the same to you, I'm going to put my headphones on and put my head down. She was like, "It's cool, go ahead." She gave up on me. Completely gave up on me. I got a 14 in her class.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I put a little bit of effort into my 53.
I mean, obviously I put a little bit of effort. I got a 14. I couldn't tell you where it came from. Probably the beginning of the year because I was still hungover from 10th grade. I mean, that's the only explanation I got. I did nothing. Uh,
Oh God, I love going down memory lane.
yeah, let's move on. Can we go to clickbait news now?
I would love to go to clickbait news.
I mean, once again, no timestamps on this one, so I hope this is right. We'll see. First of all,
Well, well,
yeah, we'll see. I have a bit of a bonus story. I was going to do this as a clickbait news. It was actually sent to me by Eric from Countdown to Geek Town. I've seen it many times since he sent it. I'm not trying to take credit away, Eric. Just saying. And apparently Andy has already seen it as well, and he was telling me about it prior to us doing the show, and I was like, well, shit, that's one of my clickbait news. I have to find a new one. Uh, the whole guy is suing his date, um, asking for a 37-year-old man, by the way, from Texas, is asking for the $17.31 for his date's ticket after she allegedly used her phone during the screening of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
like, how can you sue somebody for that? Like, I know
What
it's a rule for the theater, but it's not a law.
what cracks me up about the whole thing is $17.31. God, that's a lot of money for a ticket.
He probably means for both of their tickets, so like for the evening.
God, that sounds way too cheap. I mean, think about that. If you divide that in half, you're looking at about 858. We're not going to get into semantics here, but like 898. No, between $8 and $9. Okay.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Although I think it was probably maybe an IMAX showing.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, it doesn't say.
They get pretty pricey.
It doesn't say here, but I can totally believe an IMAX showing. That's fine. Okay, fair enough. Um, Still, that's fucking expensive.
No, right? That's more than the cost of the DVD when it comes out.
Yeah, you're not even able to see it a second time. uh, what's funny is um, James Gunn ended up weighing in on it.
Mhm.
Said, "Why stop at suing? She deserves jail time." He posted a tweet.
Agreed.
He posted a tweet about it, which I thought was hysterical. So yeah, I just want to touch on that real quick. That's all. So yeah, he.
Wait, quick aside for a second. Tell me there is somebody with a Twitter handle named Groot, and all he does is respond to people's Twitter feeds saying, "I am Groot."
On it. On it right now. Let's see, twitter.com.
That has to
Search.
exist.
Get out of my face. Search Groot. Groot. Nope. Nope, he actually says other things other than I am Groot. He says I am Groot a lot, but then he posts pictures and comments on pictures and stuff like that, so it doesn't work.
Oh, he ruined it.
He does say I am Groot. Wait, what is this one that he? Why would? Oh, it's a picture. Okay, never mind. The text is part of the picture. I mean, any text that he puts is just I am Groot.
But okay, there. That's fine.
There you go. Anyway, where was I? Right. So the next clickbait news. God, why do you do
I
this to
had
me?
to know.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with a weird one because I'm not really sure what the problem is here, but it was a fun headline, so I was like, yeah, it's gonna be clickbait news.
Okay.
I tried reading it, it got a little dark, and I was just like, whatever, we're gonna throw this in there. So, can you tell me why the bail is set at $100,000 for an Elkhorn man? What did he do?
This midday in Elkhorn, Maine.
I am going to say that he actually had a full blown phone call in the middle of watching Guardians 2.
No. Um,
Oh.
it's set at $100,000 for him accused of paying prostitutes to strip on neighbor's porch.
What?
Yeah.
The man should be paid, not jailed.
A judge set bail Friday for an Elkhorn man accused of hiring prostitutes to bare their breasts and strip on his neighbor's porch while he watched from his house across the street. Douglas Goldsberry, 45, remained in jail Friday. He would have to pay 10% of $100,000 bail to be released. He waived his preliminary hearing on on one count of felony pandering.
Pandering?
Goldsberry attorney Nathan Labb said his client is a lifelong Omahan. That's the thing, Omahan,
I guess. That's
uh,
weird.
who has been a chef in town for about 10 years. When his wife filed for divorce on Wednesday, she stated in a court document that Goldsberry has had a number of jobs as an executive chef in the Omaha area. Goldsberry was arrested Wednesday by Douglas County Sheriff's deputies. Prosecutor Eric Fabian said Goldsberry had fled from his house and was found at an Omaha hotel with a suicide note and a power cord tied into a noose. Goldsberry's wife said in the divorce filing that she had not heard from him since May 3rd. Authorities said that since May 2013, Goldberry had paid women and here's where it gets weird, to strip at his neighbor's house near 185th and Indiana Streets. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said he had a deputy that he masturbated from. Oh, he told a deputy, told, told a deputy that he masturbated from inside his home while watching the striptease. The visits from the strippers occurred at least 75 times. The neighbors, a couple in their 30s with sons ages 3 and 1, said the strippers' visits began about a month after they moved into their house. Sometimes they were alerted to the visitors by a kick on their door or their doorbell ringing. Sometimes pimps peered into the windows. Sometimes the women became upset because they expected someone at the house to pay them. Fabian also noted that some of the young women who showed up at the house may have been 16 or younger. The family,
Wow.
yeah, the family that lives across the street from Goldberry's house has sought a protection order against him. In asking for a lower bail amount, Lab said his client has proven that he is a, quote, productive member of society. He called the case, quote, an anomaly. These allegations are still allegations, Lab said. Let's focus on posting bail right now and getting him back to court. Fabian said Goldberry was involved in a soliciting case in 1993. He said the investigation into the current case continues. He's a blah blah blah. We're gonna pass some of this. Uh, okay. Though the incidents were reported only recently, it is believed that they had been going on for 3 or 4 years. Said Douglas County Sheriff Tim Dunning. A lot of these instances, I think the family was gone. That's not a complete sentence. He said, at first the stripping happened only a month or so, and deputies were going off seemingly random reports. When it got more and more and more, they got law enforcement uh, more heavily involved. Uh, the neighbor's wife called authorities in March when strippers appeared at the house 8 days that month. Deputies
Wow.
conducted surveillance on 2 nights in late March. One of the nights, they watched as 2 women exposed their breasts. Deputies interviewed the women, learning that they were hired through Backpage, a classified advertising website that features ads for escorts. They retrieved information from the women's phone that led to Goldsberry. They also obtained photos of text messages they said were sent between the women in Goldsberry. What we found out was basically that this guy's been paying these prostitutes, hasn't been paying these prostitutes either. Okay, that shines some light on the subject. The case is still under investigation. Residents at the house the women visit are not suspected of any wrongdoing. A sign on the front door Friday afternoon said they had no comment. The sheriff's office also said Goldberry met with the escorts in hotel rooms for sex. If convicted, Lab said Goldberry could get up to 4 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. So, I'll let you start.
Party.
Yeah, very.
So, okay, so hold on a second, because I mean, I don't completely understand voyeurism, but if you're already going to pay for the prostitutes, why not have them strip for you? Like, why do you have to like drag your neighbors into this?
Well, they specifically said that he wasn't paying for them, which kind of shined a little bit of light on it. Because now it's like, okay, he was calling the prostitutes, telling them to show up to the neighbor's house so that they didn't know it was him. They thought it was the neighbors, and then they weren't getting paid, and they were pissed at the neighbors, not him.
Okay, so yeah, it's another version of Ding Dong Ditch.
Imagine that. The man's
Imagine that.
genius, actually. And what is cracking me up about the whole thing is, what the hell is he going to jail for?
Not paying prostitutes?
That's not a crime.
Isn't it though?
No.
It's the oldest profession, man. If nothing else, like that is disrespect of the highest caliber.
But prostitution is illegal. If he was to pay them, then it'd be illegal. Then he would deserve jail time.
Well, he got like what counts of like federal pandering or whatever
Pandering,
it is.
right.
The fuck is pandering?
I thought asking for something. What is he asking for? I mean, he's asking for a couple titties, and he's not even asking. He's
Yeah.
tricking women to believe that they're going to get paid for these titties, and he's not paying them. He's doing nothing illegal.
That is actually pretty genius.
It is. I feel like they're only giving him some bullcrap crime because they can't stick anything to him.
Yeah, they have to try to get him
Like
convicted.
they know he's in the wrong, but they can't figure out how. And I feel like he's going to win this case because I can't see what they're accusing him of.
I have a new personal hero.
And to think, he almost killed himself.
To think, maybe that's what it got. Like he got a higher calling. He's like, wait, no, I now know what I must do.
Well, no, he was already doing it, from what I understand.
Huh.
I don't
Well,
know.
then-
This whole thing is kind of weird.
I mean, well then, even then, like oh man, I'm glad I didn't hang myself with my own like hairdryer. Like, yeah, I need you to show up at this address and show them titties. You got it, Puddin'.
Oh God. Yeah. So there's another ding dong related thing and another ditching related thing, and my God, I think this episode is going to have to be called Ding Dong Ditch. But anyway,
Continue.
to keep on the to keep on the realm of ding dongs, the whole theme of clickbait news this week is very sex.
Very sex.
So I need you to tell me what why did the woman shoot the gun in the grass? Now the woman was arrested for shooting gun in grass, but why was she shooting the gun in the first place? What was her reason?
Want to kill the worms that were going after her feet.
Obviously.
I mean, obviously, that's what I would do.
How didn't I think of that? That's brilliant. No, the woman was arrested for shooting gun in grass to save neighbor's dog from getting raped.
By a mole?
I don't know, man. We're gonna learn this one together. Again, this one
Oh,
was sent to me.
man.
This one was sent to me by Eric as well, and I seen the title for this, and I was just like, yes, with a headline like that, that has to go into clickbait news. I'm not gonna read anymore. I want to learn about it with Andy together.
Oh, jeez.
So let's do it. A 40-year-old woman has been arrested for shooting a gun into the grass as a warning to a teenager, oh God, quote, trying
Oh
to
boy.
rape the neighbor's dog.
No. No.
The Second
Does he have like a
Amendment.
fidget spinner to play with or something? Like, why rape a dog?
Why did we not touch on that?
Oh,
More on fidget spinners next week, folks.
yeah, no,
Well,
next. Oh, well, no, because we have the show.
well, that's fine. We want to get Fresco involved on that one.
Fair. Actually, no, he has quite a few things to say on it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. The Second Amendment to the Constitution guarantees citizens of the United States the right to bear arms, but this right doesn't come without a large measure of responsibility too. In Centerton, Arkansas, Carrie Lankard, 40, saw a 14-year-old sexually assaulting her neighbor's dog, not for the first time either. So she went outside with her gun and shot into the grass to warn him. He ran and left his iPad at the scene. Lankard called the police and was subsequently charged with aggravated assault, had her gun seized, and told not to have further contact with the teen. Witnesses recall seeing the teen run away from the scene in boxer shorts and a t-shirt. Seems to me that Lankard used her weapon in a responsible way. Take a look at this woman. This is a hardly written article. She didn't shoot the teen, but did stop him from committing a serious crime. The teen has been charged with 2 counts of bestiality. I mean, I might as well
Wow.
share the picture with you, since you know there's one
I'm
now.
I'm I'm curious. Does it show how attractive this dog is?
No, but it does show the woman and how seriously she does not give a damn that she just almost shot a teenager from stopping a dog rape.
Yeah, she looks like she definitely does not give a damn. She also looks like somebody that works in the cafeteria at work.
Weird. Getting rid of it now. Um,
Huh.
so, yeah, just stop the dog from getting raped.
Put that dick down.
He's right. Put your goddamn dick away. I don't want to see it anymore. Thank you, Dave Chappelle. Anyway,
Sheath that pork sword. Not in the dog.
hello, 911. Yeah, I have a teenager on my lawn, and he is trying to plunge my neighbor's dog with his meat cylinder. What I'm saying is, he's trying to plow the neighbor's dog. Look, I can't make this any more easy. Like, I'm at a loss for
Yeah,
words here.
maybe that's why old people just inherently don't trust children on their lawn.
Oh,
Get
that's
off my lawn.
brilliant. That is brilliant.
You and your damn dog raping.
Why did he do it on the lawn? I mean, not that I'm trying to say, like, look, man, there's other ways you could do it,
Because the
but
doghouse was being renovated? Like, I don't know what answer you're looking for.
my... That's a very good point. Now, hear me out for a second here. I mean, look, there's no right way to rape a dog.
Quote,
But,
somebody quote that.
but, I mean,
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
if you're going to do it, why would you do it in front of everyone? You're doing it on the front lawn of the owner's house.
I can only imagine in daylight.
Yeah, exactly. Look, even at nighttime, again, like, you are trespassing to rape the dog belonging to someone else. What is wrong with you?
No, what is right with that dog, man? That has got to be some choice ass that teenager is getting from that dog. Like that probable literal bitch wants it.
Did you just assume that the teenager, did you just assume the dog's gender?
I did.
Shame on you, Andy.
Yeah, because that's the part that's shameful.
Oh, God. He was charged with 2 counts of bestiality and 1 count of federal pandering.
Wait, hold on. So did he already succeed and then went again? Like, was he in round 2
Yeah,
before she fired it?
That's a good point. Yeah, so it specifically says it was not the first time he did this. I feel like this was just, several times that it happened, and she was just like, I've had enough. I'm shooting ground.
Yeah, the first time I watched, I was a little excited, but this time you've gone too far.
10 more times and I'm going to start getting upset.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is, but it's funny. Now, to continue with the not safe for work clickbait news, I got one last story, and this one I saved for last specifically. It's by the headline alone, it's better than dog raping or surprise stripping at a neighbor's house.
Prove it.
I want you to tell me. Okay, so the headline, I'm going to read part of the headline, I'm going to leave part of it out, and you're going to tell me the part that I left out, okay? All right?
Okay.
All right. Man arrested after masturbating vigorously in public because
Uh, crowds get him off.
he hates Portland.
What?
I'll read the whole thing again. Man arrested after masturbating vigorously in public because he hates Portland. Oh, God, wait do you hear? All right, again.
I don't. That's not how that works. You cannot. You don't masturbate angry, like with hate. Like that's not how that works.
Again, me and you are going to learn this one together. I
Oh
could
man.
not pass up a headline like that. A man
Oh
was
my
indicted
God.
Thursday for masturbating vigorously outside of New Avenues for Youth in downtown Portland on May 3rd. Court documents say that a Portland police officer responded to a complaint of public indecency at the location. The officer saw Terry Lee. We're going to go with Terry Lee because his last name's stupid. 59 with his erect penis exposed to the public.
Of course.
When Terry saw the officer, he put his penis back in his pants and began to walk away. Documents say that when the officer asked Terry whether or not it was appropriate to masturbate in public and why he was doing this action, Terry told the officer that he was on meth and wanted to go back to prison because he fucking hates Portland.
Wow.
This is not Terry's first time acting in public. Oh, acting inappropriately in public. They have everything weird. He has convictions for public indecency going back to at least 2001. An affidavit from 2014 felony conviction for public indecency says that on August 30th of 2014, Terry was observed, quote, laying on the sidewalk on Northwest Couch between between First and Second Avenue, across
Yeah,
from the
like
exit of Jones Bar.
this is your punishment, right? Like I'm gonna need geometry to figure all this out.
Yeah, like what is this? The affidavit says Terry was observed stroking his penis outside of his pants and that he was staring at several females in the bar that were standing in line. Terry was observed doing this for 2 nights in a row. He currently is booked in at the whatever county jail. This kind of reminds me of something. Do you remember that story not too long ago with the dude in Philly that was I wish we were doing a podcast then because this is local. He was going around in his car and he would like roll his window down, whip his dick out, hold up a piece of cheese, and look at a girl and go like just kind of wave the cheese at her and then like point to his dick with his head and be like, huh? Huh?
Yeah, there. I mean,
Do you remember this?
not entirely. No.
Okay, I gotta tell about this real quick. So, the dude, if I remember correctly, was trying to find a woman to jerk him off with cheese. Had a weird fascination with cheese.
Sacre bleu.
They wanted him to suck her, or he wanted them to suck his blue. Anyway, yeah. So,
Classy.
thank you,
Just straight up classy.
thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah,
Wow.
about my boy here, Mr. Terry. Just unlike Portland.
Yeah, just. I mean, I've heard of doing worse things when you hate a place. So
Here's my
but-
thing. Why would you do that though? I mean, if you're really trying to go to jail, go steal something. If you get away with it, at least you got something cool.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe if you're that good enough that like you actually do evade people, then you have something like a trophy to remind you of it.
Yeah, that was just poor choices, Terry. Poor choices.
Very poor choices. Like steal from like Nebraska or something. Just leave that area alone.
Nebraska's got enough going on.
Right?
They got strippers going to neighbors' houses.
Man, I want to move to Nebraska.
No Florida in clickbait news this week, by the way.
It didn't need it.
No, didn't.
It absolutely didn't. There were plenty of stories there. Plenty
So
of weird ones too.
and hopefully we have enough ammo to name this episode and take us out of here. I have 3.
I mean, Dig Dong Ditch has got to be on there.
Ding Dong Ditchers or Ding Dong Ditch, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I also have tapioca ding dongs.
I also had a tapioca one. It was more along the lines of tapioca troubles.
Okay, and I also have suck my blue. Spelled BLEU, of course.
Of course. I do not have a counter rebuttal to that one. Um, huh. Where do I even begin to counter that? Just like, no, huh.
All right, well, you got any other ones? Because if not, we're picking one of these 4.
Um, oh, I did have something that popped into my head at one point. It was, oh, what was it?
Oh, come on, Andy, don't make me edit things.
Right.
We had the regrets. We had the silly stories from childhood. Was something to do with the worms?
Yes, there was something to do with the worms. Um, yeah, it was,
Was it the lady shooting at the grass to kill the worms? uh,
get off my lawn or something like that. I don't know.
Get off my lawn's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. I still like Ding Dong Ditchers though.
Yeah, I feel like Ding Dong Ditchers is just gonna have to be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I think it thematically fits there, and plus, honestly, like, is ding dong the adjective or
The noun.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why it fits so well with this entire episode.
Now that we've explained the joke,
That will do it for episode 39. Next week is the week, folks, assuming Andy gets everything right with his Skype thing. We will have the Decasode Volume 2, Episode 40. Fresco will be here. It'll be awesome.
hopefully,
Hopefully.
I have to work on some technical issues,
Fingers
but
crossed.
I think we can pull it off.
All right, awesome. I have new games for everyone. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss out on it. It's going to be awesome. But until then, that will do it for this week's edition of the Side Splitters, episode 39, titled Ding Dong Ditchers. My name is Lyle.
And I'm Andy.
See you next week, folks.
Bye.